Maggie to the rescue!
Hey everybody, I'm super excited today because I'm not just doing a restoration, I'm going to be doing a transformation. Thank you, Maggie, you can have a seat. So this is a Winnie Walker doll by Madame Alexander from the 1950s. And there was also a Winnie Walker doll, but I read that the Winnie Walker had rooted hair. So here's her gorgeous Cissy Face. So Cissy was the very first modern fashion doll. Sorry, Barbie, it wasn't you, it was Cissy. So Cissy had a mature body and she had feet for high heels. Even though this doll has the same face, she was a child doll or a younger doll, but she's a walker doll. So I'll show you her mechanism. You can see her head moving now. That's from me moving her legs. Her wig was not good. I took it off. It was real easy to take it off. The glue was already rotting. I'm going to demonstrate her walker mechanism. Isn't that fantastic? It works really well. I'm making her into a faux sissy doll because there's no way I could afford one. They're quite expensive now. They probably range from anywhere from $400 or $500 into the thousands probably. But they also had jointed knees and arms, wonderful to pose. Whereas this doll, I don't know if I can even sit her down. I don't want to mess with her walking mechanism, so I'm not even going to try that. So I'm going to have to poach another doll's outfit, and I don't know if you're familiar with the doll named Candy. And I'm going to show her now, but I'm going to have to move my camera over to the sofa because it's a huge doll. And when I ordered her, I had no idea. So here is this amazing candy box, but you can see how huge it is. It's taking up half of our sofa. So this was in supermarkets. I can't believe it. Amazing. So it's a little bit messy in here. This is how she came to me. So I'm going to have to do a video on her and her outfits and get everything much more orderly. And here are the dress forms. There's 3 dress forms for the 3 different outfits. Amazing. Look at her face, you know, trying to compete with sissy dolls, but a much more affordable version. And here is the dress that I'm going to use. It has rhinestones in the bodice, and Madame Alexander would do that with her dresses as well. And it has snaps. One good thing is this dress is sort of creating its own kind of more mature form, so I don't have to worry about the fact that this doll doesn't really have a bust. But look how beautiful this is. So the fabric is like, for example, with Madame Alexander, when you feel her tulle or net on her dresses, it feels really fine. This feels a little bit more like polyester. And same with Madame Alexander for her taffeta. It's just like so much richer than this. But you know, she has her tulle skirt and it's really well designed. It's really pretty, and it came with this little wrap or shawl. And this wig is actually from Doll's Part, who I believe is still in business, and it was never used, but I think it's a really appropriate color and kind of wig, the right sheen and era. But the interior was sort of falling apart. I've done a kind of, I don't know, not the greatest job of just adding a little bit of muslin. But I might add a little bit more. I'm not sure if it's needed or not. But I'm very lucky that I had that. And I'm going to show you the box it came in because that's really wonderful too. Where's that box? Here it is. So this is an old Doll's Part wig box, and it's a saran wig. And they were in Long Island City, and I lived there for years. And it's in New York, and it's actually in Queens, New York, right across the 59th Street Bridge. It's not Long Island, it's Queens. I just love these old boxes, and I got a whole bunch of them on eBay one time, so that was quite the score. So I am going to get her all set up to start her transformation. All right, so I took her dress off, and one of the first things I'm going to do is take a hairband and just put it around her legs, because her legs have a tendency to kick while I'm doing things, and I just need her head and legs to stay still. So sorry about this, Winnie Sissy. So I'm going to put her stand back on, and luckily this stand has rubber around it so that I'm not worried about it hurting her. All right, so now I have her stabilized. So one thing I noticed is a little bit of paint is missing on her shoulders and a little bit on her feet, but I'm not going to do those today. I typically would, but I'm just too excited to get her dressed, and that's going to slow down the process. So I'll probably do that after I do this video. So I'm going to put her dress on first. So that way the dress sort of informs us about everything else. And this fits her really nicely. How about that? She's already starting to look more glamorous. Actually, for Madame Alexander, I think this would be organza. And this has more of that polyester feel, but it's still so pretty. I mean, it's just designed so well. Oh, and look, she even has rhinestones up here. So I think that's like pretty remarkable for a drugstore doll. So I'm going to put the stand back on her. I'm going to put it over her dress for now, but if I were displaying her, I would actually put it under the dress. This is one of the things I'm thinking yes or no to. Do we like this? Kind of like it. Well, yeah, that's pretty glamorous. I was thinking maybe to give her sort of a side pony. Like, it's so pretty here. See how that wave is? And this side doesn't really have that same wave. And I was thinking this way I don't even really have to glue the wig on. I can just pull it this way and maybe put a big bow here. Here's the wig. It's got a nice wave to it. And that way, if I don't glue it down, then if there's ever a time that I want a different wig for her, then I can change the wig. I'm thinking whether or not to give her a straw hat. Let me take this off the stand. Hold on. So I have some really beautiful old millinery flowers that I could use to really glamour up the hat. Here they are. Isn't that wonderful? And then I also have this tulle. Put some tulle. Sorry if this is making anybody seasick. It's kind of making me seasick. Like this. And then I also have these other beautiful flowers. But I don't know. I just don't feel like a straw hat is the right thing. The other thing is, see this? I was thinking I could make a sort of I forget what you call this. Is it a fascinator? Maybe. I just feel like that's more glamorous and sparkly. And what this is a bracelet I got at Club Monaco years ago. But isn't that wonderful? And you know, Madame Alexander did a lot with navy blue, so that feels very Madame Alexander to me. And maybe I could add maybe just a flower on one side of it. That's a little much. I feel like it works when it's just one. Another option I have is one of the floral crowns that I made in my video about how to use dollar store flowers to make a garland or crown. That's really pretty too, but again, I think this is just more mature and more glamorous. So I think I'm going to attach some wire to this and add the flower and see what happens. So you see since she has glue residue here, I want to hide that. One of the things that makes Cissy dolls look like Cissy is sort of like that she's got this wide face and eyes are sort of far apart. Also, usually her bangs are really short to show off that forehead. And I'll show you the back. I think it's really pretty. Instead of adding wire, I'm just going to use this gold elastic, and it has a button and a loop, so I'm just going to take advantage of that. Just going to knot that a couple times and cut it. Alright, so as far as the flower goes, like I said earlier, I was sort of seeing one here as well, but now that I see the blue bow, I don't think so. Well, that's kind of nice. I think I might like this the best. I actually pinned it a little bit lower. What do you think? I think it's really pretty. Poor Maggie. Has she been like this for long? Okay, now as far as accessories go, this is a vintage pen that's like really little. See how small it is? That I thought could be pretty as an additional glamorous piece. And then I also had this old string of pearls, and so I used this, oh, Maggie's on it. I used this fancy stretch jewelry fiber and strung the ends so that I can put that around her neck. So I'll do that now. Let's see how that looks. Pretty. More glam. And I made her a pair of shoes. So I looked at the style of Cissy shoes, and I just made her a pair of sandals with this gold stretch cord. And I just made them out of cardboard. So basically I just traced her feet, and then I cut out 2 pieces of cardboard and then also just 2 more to make a little bit of a flat heel. But when I glued them together, oh, and obviously I also cut out some felt the same size and glued it all, but when I was gluing, I glued the gold stretch cord between the cardboard. Very easy. So very easy DIY. And this is just gonna tie on her ankles. So here are her shoes. Do you see how I tied them? And another accessory, this came with the original Candy doll. Look at that little rhinestone purse, and it has elastic on the back. So I'm going to attach that to her wrist. and I'm going to get her shawl on, and Maggie and I are going to get her set up for the big reveal. She is gorgeous and glamorous. And Maggie is too. So let's take a look at her before. And here she is after. And by the way, I'm thrilled that she's a Winnie Walker doll, and I'm going to be on the lookout for a Winnie outfit for her. But I just thought it would be really fun in the meantime to transform her into a glamorous sissy doll. So I hope you enjoyed this today, and if you haven't already liked and subscribed to Maggie to the Rescue, be sure to do so and join us for more restorations and transformations and show and tells to come. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Like and subscribe. Thank you.